You don't want no more than 6 bullet points that's going to highlight.
What we do at Second Chance Center in and for the community, we're primarily the premier reentry agency in the state of Colorado. We work with folks being released from incarceration, primarily from the Department of Corrections, but also from city and county jails in Denver. How do I come to know First Plymouth Congregational Church? We got a history that goes way back.
Come on, buddy.
We were made the beneficiaries for a few years of the service you do once a month and collect the entire month, giving us a chance to come and speak to the congregation. When we started this work, we had very little funding streams, and First Plymouth Congregational Church was one of the first churches that lined up to support this work, and they actually were the impetus, I believe, for other congregations considering supporting us as well.
You want to mention here, what are your skill sets that's going to stand out?
A lot of the services that are required for our population is things that most people wouldn't think were that critical, but you have to keep in mind we have many folks who have been away 10, 20, 30 years or more. So they're coming back to worlds that are pretty technologically intense. So when we have volunteers like those folks who come through from First Plymouth, that says to our folks that somebody cares about them enough to give up their time. You know, this is not somebody who's getting a paycheck to come and do this every day.
And like some charges weren't sealable.
I'm really, really pleased and encouraged that these kind of conversations are going on around diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, it's a shame that it took the murder of George Floyd to bring this more to the forefront, but God's the best of planners, and perhaps that was the culmination of his life, to fuel this kind of movement and these kind of conversations. And we're just going through the newest example of police brutality. It's gone on for 67 years that I know about.
Recovery coaching?
I encourage the continuation of these kinds of talks, and the work that First Plymouth is doing around the equity movement in that arena. It's not surprising to me, because you all were doing that for us before people were talking about DEI. You were doing that. You were walking that walk, because I think that's what the congregation has always been about: justice and equity and compassion. And so it's an easy thing for First Plymouth to move into. You know, you guys have a history of that.